when I did the reality show Dating Naked on VH1, it was a misunderstood show. I felt like it had so much depth to it because when you meet someone, we're hiding behind the things that we put on, the makeup, the hair, the clothes, everything that you think makes sense. It's like the aesthetic. You build yourself up, but you're not being you.
Is building an authentic career about pure talent, or is it about creating a brand and a business around your art? In an industry where image, streaming numbers, and viral moments often take center stage, how often do artists stay true to themselves while carving out real, lasting impact? Today, I get to introduce you and reintroduce some of you to Norman Wakefield, a creative force whose journey spans reality TV appearances, Atlanta's Power 104.9 radio host, and now a rising music artist on building from authenticity and heart. From early media moments on shows like Maury and Tyra Banks, to launching his own show and more, Norman's story is one of resilience, reinvention, and the courage to build something real in a digital age. Let's go behind the creative with Norman Wakefield.
Let's take a look behind the creative.
Thank you, Norman, for being here.
Absolutely.
So, Norman, I always introduce everybody myself, but who is Norman Wakefield?
We ain't gotta go nowhere. We can stay here. We can stay here. We can stay here. Ain't gotta go nowhere. I'ma stay here.
Norman Wakefield is a lot of people. It's crazy. I get bashed about it all the time because they're just like, what the heck is going on? But I'm not just Norman Wakefield. I'm Finesse, The Problem, for Power 104.9 and 100.9 The Blaze. And I'm Allay, Mr. Lay Your Body Down himself. Yeah. So, that's the R&B name. So I'm all over the place.
I mean, seriously, I'm happy you said it because I feel like we can't stop and go forward without acknowledging this R&B, like the smooth vibe that we're getting right now. We need to have a moment of silence for this, okay? Right. We need to pause right now. And I didn't know about this Finesse name.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back to this. I'm going to come back to Finesse. I'm going to come back to Allay. But I want to start from the beginning, right? And talk about how did you end up on Maury?
So the Maury situation was me going to college. I was playing football, had a full scholarship to University of Arkansas. And I, did what people do.
The R&B came out of you.
Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of went too good and then it went all bad. She tried to hit me with a car and I felt like I jumped out the way like a movie, so I'm like, yeah. Then I moved back to Jersey and she basically called me one day and was going off on me and I was watching Maury. And I called Maury, you would not believe this, but the person that I talked to on the phone, I actually went to high school with. So it was like all the chips were falling in line. And I'm like, something is going on in my life right now. And I have no clue. Got on Maury and the baby ended up not being mine.
Wow.
I got labeled to have the most fan mail in the history of the show.
Wow.
Which is major because that show was running a long time. But then they gave me my own dating show on there.
What?
And it was crazy.
You got your own dating show
on Maury.
On Maury.
I was the only person in the history of the show to have a dating show on the show.
I didn't hear about this. So tell me about that. How did that work?
It worked out great. Like they all the ladies kept writing in and I date him. What? So Maury called me personally and he was just like, man, I hate to do this after the tragedy.
The trauma.
Yeah. But I agreed to it. I was like, man, you know what? I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I did not pick the lady. So when you see it, just know that that wasn't my picking. But
yeah,
I wanted them to pick it just so I wouldn't be so attached to it, because I'm not gonna date nobody from letter. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That takes it even further than the online dating. Like, come on.
Yeah. So these were women from the fan mail?
A fan mail all over the United States.
Okay.
And they were writing in. The ladies were from nowhere around me except for one. One of them, she was from like 2 towns over.
What?
Yeah, it was weird. You know what I'm saying? You don't know people until you know people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did it work out? So how did that show end up shaking out, and how did it develop over time?
I ended up being forced to pick one because I didn't want to really pick nobody. The ladies were trying to get into my hotel and all kind of craziness.
What?
And it turned me off, you know? So I was just like, yeah. But they made me pick one, but they also made me kiss one.
Okay. They made you.
Contracts.
Oh my gosh.
Please read them. You hear me? Listen, I'm trying to tell you, look, because I was like, yeah. So what I did was the one that I kissed on the date, I ended up kissing her again at the end of the show and just picking her because I'm just not about to do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My mouth is precious. But no, it ended up being a great experience. It helped me build my confidence back because I did have low self-esteem for a moment after the situation. So
wow.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, Norm, there's no way you had low self-esteem. I'm like, yo, you really don't understand. It's like the people who you might see as ugly, because I don't believe in ugly, but the people that call someone ugly, those people that you call ugly have the most confidence.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
The people who have it easy, their confidence is at an all-time low.
Yeah. Wow. And why do you think that?
I think it's perception. I think people, just because you see them that way, don't mean when they look in the mirror they see themselves like that. Like I look at myself and I don't understand why I get the reaction that I get. I can see my flaws, but that's not a bad thing. Like I think a lot more people should see their flaws so they can enhance who they are as a person, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people spend enough time on that.
That's powerful. I think that's important. Yeah. And I think that goes with being said, like a lot of people are always affirming the positive external characteristics in people, right? They're always affirming the external things that people can see. So it's easy to get caught in that, right? And so sometimes people are not working on the internal things that need the polishing, right? The refining. So I think that is a good point to make.
Absolutely.
And especially in the industry, right? A lot of people who are always in the spotlight, the limelight, they have to always be working on what's external, right? They have to always be working on, okay, well, I have to put on this, and that, because I know I'm going to be on TV. I know I'm going to be showing up to X, Y, and Z events. And it's a part of the job.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Nobody's pausing to ask them questions about how are you feeling? What's going on internally inside? Right. So they're not necessarily having to refine that and polish that. It's not their job. Right. Right.
Exactly. And it sucks too, because sometimes things are put out there that you can't respond to. You could not imagine the feeling that where you're just stuck. Yeah. It's like you're in a box and you can't get out of it. Because if you see something that I do and it's wrong and it goes viral, now I can't even explain myself. I have to just be quiet and just let it play the course, and it's not fair. You know, and I tell people all the time, just because you see someone on TV doesn't mean they're not a human. Right. You know, we're humans before we're man and woman. You feel me? So it's like, don't take them out of that. You know, let them have that moment and respect them in their moments of trials and tribulations. We all go through them.
Yeah.
Know? Yeah.
Well, tell me about, then you moved on to other TV appearances. I mean, it was almost like a springboard.
Yeah, exactly.
How did that happen? How did it happen that way?
It was strange because, like I said, everything was falling into place, and it was unfamiliar to me. I had dreadlocks at the time. I was all sports. And after the show, it was like maybe 3 weeks. Now I'm getting calls from Tyra Banks, and I'm getting calls from ESPN magazine, Slam magazine, and it's like, wow. Then I'm on the billboards in Times Square and on the side of buses in New York modeling Dwayne Wade's very first sneaker when he was with Converse. So like a lot of people started gravitating towards me, and like I said, it just fell into place. Like, it doesn't get no better than that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody ever has it that sweet. So I just rolled with it, and then I gave up sports. That was my life. That was my lifeline. That was my release. A lot of people have that release in their life, and that was mine. And when it was taken from me, I had to find some other way to release. And I still don't know if I found it. I think I might have, I think the acting, allows me to be somebody else for the moment. And, but that's just, to me, that's like drinking liquor, like you drink liquor and stuff to take your problems away for the moment. But when you get back, the reality sets in. Yeah. So it's not a fix.
Yeah.
That's why the R&B music for me is more my speed, because I can be me. I can let people hear my voice now.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you that. I know that you found your way to music, and, that was like a navigation in itself. But what has been, up until this point, your most memorable experience in the industry?
When I did the reality show Dating Naked on VH1, it was a misunderstood show. I felt like it had so much depth to it, because when you meet someone, we're hiding behind the things that we put on, the makeup, the hair, the clothes, everything that you think makes sense. It's like the aesthetic. You build yourself up, but you're not being you.
Yeah.
You're being you for other people. And that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we were on that show, you got to meet a person and her boobs are out, her behind is out. Everything is just open.
Yeah.
What are you hiding behind at that point? You get what I'm saying? So it was a show that was misunderstood, but I got it. People who are woke understood what the purpose was, and I think it served it. I never thought that I'd ever meet a woman and see her fully nude. It's like, but then what, you know what I'm saying? What's next?
Yeah.
All we can do is sit here and have a conversation. And it's funny because most men, they ask me like, how did you not pay attention to that? In my mind, she had on clothes. That allowed me to see who she was and not the things that make her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A certain way.
And for you, I mean, what did you find even in yourself in that experience?
Again, my confidence, it built my confidence up. I've never been shy with taking my clothes off and stuff like that. I mean, that's not my thing. But I found that I was more comfortable that way, because I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of people picking and choosing what side of me they want to know. You're going to know who I am, and you're going to accept me for who I am, whether you like it or not. I'm going to be me every day. It's
almost like you were waiting for the opportunity.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm tired of hiding from these people, man. It's not happening no more. You're going to get the raw deal.
Yeah.
You ask me if your hair looks bad, I'm going to tell you. You know what I mean?
I mean, how did these moments, in the industry really shape your understanding and your perspective of the industry, especially your first introduction to being in the media or being in entertainment, being vulnerable on a show like Maury, right? Where a moment where, usually people experience something like that in private, being centered. in front of millions of viewers,
Right.
and something as critical or as private as being told that someone you've been raising or someone that you've known to be your child, isn't,
Yeah.
how has or how have early moments like that in the industry really shaped your depiction or your understanding of the industry?
I feel like it had a real negative effect at first because, again, like when people see you, it's a joke. You get what I'm saying? They don't know that it's real. It's really real. Like this stuff is not fabricated.
Scripted.
Yeah, like this is my life.
Yeah.
So, yo, Norm, you on Maury. But then they realize that I'm not laughing. You get what I'm saying? Because in that moment, my life shift was crazy.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like this is not normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal to have a child and wake up one day and it's not your child no more and you didn't lose them to death. It's unnatural. You know what I'm saying? And the reactions that I was getting was just, it was just a joke. And
Wow.
it hurt. It hurt bad.
Yeah.
And it was like, I didn't know that it was hurting me until those moments.
Wow.
And still to this day, like I'm healed from it, but I know that I went through it. And me, I'm the type of person, I hold on to those things because they give me strength.
Yeah.
And they make me, they keep me aware of what is going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm not superior to it. I'm not, I'm not held high. I can go through the same things anybody else can. So that's what it did for me. I mean, but I mean, to apply it to the industry, I just work harder. That's it.
Yeah. And I know we're talking, and the industry can be tainted at times, right? The industry can be really dark, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right. There's a side of the industry where you can feel exploited and be exploited, right? A lot of our lives can feel that way. And there are times where people can leverage the industry and it can be used for good. And I know you mentioned that you want your music to be the opportunity where authenticity and love is centered again. And that's what you're doing with your music.
Absolutely.
And I know your co-host actually prompted you and encouraged you to really put your music into that place where it's used to funnel that good energy again. So tell me, how has that experience been, and what really pushed the needle forward for you where you're going to use your music to do that? How has your music really been that key?
Right. So, my co-host, she definitely promoted that movement because I was sleeping on it for a long time. But it's good to have people around you who see you, and she's seen me better than I seen myself, and that's golden. You can't, that's priceless, But for me, it was my experiences. Everything that I've been through is for a reason, but if nobody changes anything, nothing changes.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So who's gonna step up?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the poster boy, the person to make the shift happen?
Yeah.
And for me, that's me. I want love back in the households. Like, sir, go home. You get what I'm saying? Listen, because if you don't go home, you just messed up somebody else's home.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's a domino effect.
Yes.
And that's exactly what's going on. Nobody wants to go home.
Right.
Like, sir, why is that your home?
Wow.
Give it to someone else, because there's a lot of guys out here who are still great, who would love to have your dinner tonight.
Were you about to say your home?
I changed it because, listen, I was going to say home. They would love
to have your home.
But they would love to have your dinner. You hear me? Because I'm telling you, look, you might be eating spaghetti tonight, but we're going to be eating spaghetti. So, yeah, I just want, I want to promote the good stuff, and have fun again, bring love back to music and happiness.
Yeah.
Where people can actually relate. to what they're listening to. Like, we're not doing the neighbors knowing your name. The neighbors knowing your name back in the day would have got you killed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Grandma ain't about to play with you. Look, listen. So yeah, I don't care nothing about the neighbor. I don't know the neighbor. I don't want to know the neighbor. And I don't care if she heard it through the wall.
No chocolate factories? What about chocolate factory? Okay.
Yeah, but it's just having fun with your lady, your woman, and catering to your woman, showing up with a flower, or you don't have to overdo it. Simplicity is more than enough, and women love the simple things. But because you have men out here using these extravagant, big, huge situations and stuff like that to coerce women into being with them, is insane. You're starting a trend, and it's affecting the people who are in a whole nother space. Like, I gotta now compete with that.
Right.
How?
Right.
My one rose is not gonna do nothing for your whole bouquet.
That's
You
so
hear
sweet.
me? Yeah, the simple things.
Okay.
A simple rose could mean, look, I was just riding down the street and I seen a flower shop and just say, yo, I think she would like this.
Okay.
And it'd be simple. You're doing when you come in with a bouquet, it's like, dude, what did you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what, just tell me. You know what I'm saying? Women are not sleep at all. You guys know what's going on.
Speaking of sleep, I feel like this is a good time to take a break and to talk about one of the simple tricks that actually will help your sleep. And that is from one of the simple tricks that I use every single night. And that is Coop Sleep Goods. That is going to transform how you sleep and how you wake up and how you create. Listen to one of the simple hacks that I use right now, and we'll be right back after the break. Did you know that how you sleep makes all the difference of how you wake up, how you work, how you create? And I'm not just talking the time you go to bed, but I mean the type of pillows you sleep on, the shape, the fluff, what it's actually made of. You need to be sleeping on Coop Sleep Goods customizable pillows. I personally sleep on the original adjustable pillow cut out for neck support because I'm a side sleeper. The original maternity adjustable pillow, I'm not pregnant, and the original adjustable body pillow, but because they support my back. Lumbar support is important. But do you know Coop has a new pillow, the orthopedic pillow? It's designed for neck pain relief and cervical support. And this is great if you wake up with crazy neck pain or posture discomfort. It's ergonomic and it provides targeted cervical spinal support to encourage proper alignment and comfort throughout the night. And who doesn't want that? It has customizable spinal alignment. It has 4 adjustable zones with 3 fill chambers and a customizable neck bolster. And this all helps you align your head, your neck, your shoulders, and your spine to help you reduce strain. It supports stability and your breathability, okay? It has memory foam, and I love memory foam. The structure helps you to support yourself through the night, so you don't have to reposition yourself and keep rolling over and over all night. And obviously, it's Coop, so there's easy adjustability all around. So everyone can personalize the pillow as you get older or as your needs change. This makes it an excellent long-term solution for ongoing cervical support and comfort. Can you tell these pillows are designed to solve your sleep problems? Visit coopsleepgoods.com/Dr. Christelle. That's Dr. Christelle for 20% off of your first purchase and get the sleep you need with the pillows you deserve. You mentioned it at the beginning. You said you're known by a lot of things. And finesse is one of them, but Allay is another one. And I'm curious, talking about music with you, where did Allay come from? And how do you use it in your music career?
All right, so Allay, it stands for, it's basically, the definition of it is to put at ease, to lay something to rest. So I'm trying to lay the nonsense to rest, the lack of love, the unhappy homes, the failed relationships with people and their children and all of that stuff. I'm trying to lay it to rest, like, because we didn't come up that way. You know, like we have to, I've always been told when you want to solve a problem, you go to the root. You know, you can play with the branches all you want, but if you're not at the root, you can cut the branch off, it's still going to grow back. So the problem still exists.
Yeah.
Go down to the root and we start this thing over, but we have to be willing to do the legwork.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to happen overnight, but yeah, so that's where the Allay came from.
That's beautiful.
But then, so that's why then my tagline is Mr. Lay Your Body Down. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you got to get crazy with it. It's not fun if it ain't crazy. You hear me? Listen.
I mean, have you had personal experiences with laying things to rest? Have you had personal experiences that you bring or you embody in your music as well?
Yeah, I mean, I have children, you know what I'm saying? I have 3 children. My son's 20, my daughters are 11 and 12. They have moms. You hear me? Like, and it didn't always make sense. Yeah. But what I did was, instead of us having beef, I laid that to rest and I allowed myself to be not just cordial, but have a care for them. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because what happens is if your kid's mom is going through something, your children are going through it, which is a problem, which means that she's not the only one feeling, you are as well. A man's job is to take that pressure off of a woman, whether he's in a relationship with them or not. You still have a connection to this person. Yeah. So you can't, have you ever heard people just say, well, I don't love that person no more? That's not how love works. If you really loved somebody or love someone, it's never going to go away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the love that I have for them, I want them to be happy. Yeah. You know, so I put the new norm. Yeah. To rest. It had to go. Listen, I'm not gonna allow that to change my children's forward progress, because that's all it's doing. You know, you're creating other damaged people.
Yeah, and they'll see it.
Once they see it, they'll think that that's the right way, because that's what children do. What they see, they do. Yeah. If you don't give a child a lollipop, they'll never know what it tastes like.
Okay.
Yeah, you give them a pacifier, why wouldn't they suck it? You just gave it to them. Instead of, and the problem was maybe they were just hungry. You hear me? Like, so you can't just brush stuff off and put a Band-Aid on it. Fix the problem. Right. And that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that's a really crucial part of being authentic and staying authentic, especially when you are in an industry where you will become an example for other people, right? That's one of the responsibilities of being in an industry where people are not just listening and consuming your music or following, your career. They're actually following your behavior, your patterns. They're patterning your behavior, and especially for people who are coming up after you. Right. Think of anybody else who's done any type of music or who's done anything in a career. You think of the Oprahs of the world. You think of the greats in any industry. There are people who are patterning their not just careers, but their lifestyles after these people. Right. And once you embody something or some type of career, people are going to be watching you and wanting to understand, how did they do that? How did they get there? And they're going to think, oh, if you've lived your life in a certain way, maybe that's the right way to do it. Right. And so you want to make sure that you're doing it in such a way that you are empowering the next generation of people to do it in that same way, in that same fashion, and that it's leaving that legacy. And so I want to ask you, we love to ask a question about how do you take your experience and brand your brilliance, especially when you want to remain authentic. How would you say you want to leave a legacy in which it is branding something so brilliant?
I would love for it to just be simple, like be you.
Mm-hmm.
Be your authentic self. That's your key. Everybody's looking for the key to success, but the key is you.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody overlooks themselves. It's like, be yourself, do what you want to do the way you want to do it, and make people see you. Yeah. Like, it's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, I don't care if you don't like it today, but I'll find something that you do like, and I'll steal the hearts of every person. So that's your job as an artist, as a talent, as anything, an entrepreneur. Like, your business is not always just going to work for everybody.
Yeah.
But keep going. Mm-hmm. When it gets hard is when it's working. Mm-hmm. You know, failure is not a bad thing. Failure is the lesson. You're learning in failure. Yep. You learn absolutely nothing when you win. Mm-hmm. All you did was put all your past failures into place, and it just made sense for you to win at that time.
That's good.
But it's deeper than that. You get what I'm saying? Don't run from the lesson. If you don't know nothing, you can't show nothing.
Right.
That's all to it. So that's what I would, if even someone were coming up after me, like, I would tell them, look, be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't go out here just because Soulja Boy went on YouTube and made millions off of his music don't mean that you can go on YouTube and make millions off music. That might not be your lane. That was his lane.
Right.
Pay attention to the pattern that he took, the path he took, and make it your own. Yeah. Plagiarism was something we all look, it better not look like this. In school, listen, you couldn't come in here with a paper that looked like nobody else's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So just be you.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because we go through so many things now as adults, and we don't use those things that we learned as children. Like, we've even raised children and had to do the things. Like, it's so, for instance, I'll say this, like, if I go to a woman's house and I go to her bathroom and she doesn't have wet wipes in the bathroom, I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're not clean to me because you're not doing the things that you need to do that you were taught as a baby.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. Let's park right there and talk about wet wipes. We need to talk about wet wipes. That might be a little cut down right there. We need to Norman, we need to talk about the wet wipes. I actually commend you for using wet wipes. Yeah. You use wet wipes at home?
Absolutely. I buy them by the box.
Norman, I have to move from the mic. I don't know many men that use wet wipes.
Yes.
Now, we have to make this a cut down. Okay, I see some people in the studio that are confused. That means that we're going to be a little bit, this is vulnerable and authenticity. Yeah. You being authentic. Right. Okay, that means that you're clean. I just had to say that. I feel like this is worth a cut down because that means you're clean. Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely.
I just think men need to know. We're going to zoom in here. Men need to know to use a wet wipe in the restroom. That's it. We can move on now.
Absolutely. Sit down ear is a real thing.
Okay.
You hear me?
You heard it first from Norman Wakefield, Power 104.9. Thank you. Okay, we can move on now. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I actually brought that up on one of the reality shows. I talked to a woman. She sat in my car. I thought she stepped in poop because she had on leggings, and I'm like, listen, them things are too thin for you to have any mud on that butt. You hear me? Listen, I am not playing this game. She had to go. Listen, because that to me that is something that's either in you or it's not.
It's either in you.
Listen,
or it's
either
not. There's
either
no
you're
in
gonna
between.
No, absolutely
There's
not.
no purgatory. Okay.
There's no bending on cleanliness. I'm not. Some people say, well, I can wipe. No, I'm not wiping. Nothing. Okay. Like, that's what you have hands for. We're not doing that. I'm not trying to fix things because that's like, why do I have to do that?
What do you mean? They expected you to wipe? What?
Well, they'll say, that's something you can fix. But how? If it's been a problem, they have not fixed it. The fixing comes from you as the person. You hear me? I can suggest it, but if you don't change it, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that suggested it.
They said that they could fix it. So you've been in a relationship. We didn't even talk about the relationship. We're going to have to do a part 2 about your relationship.
Absolutely.
So you've been in a relationship and they said, I can fix this issue in my relationship. And about not using wet wipes.
I wasn't in no relationship.
Okay.
Look, it would have never got that far.
I need a sip of
you
coffee.
Hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So no, I was just talking to her. I was dating her.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, no, absolutely not. I've been fortunate enough to not have that issue.
Okay.
Because I mean, you look at a woman. I'm thinking that as a woman, your smells matter.
Yes.
You hear me? Like you should smell amazing.
Yes.
And I know guys do raunchy stuff often, but
yes.
you know what? If anybody's gonna be that,
yes.
it better be him.
Yes.
You hear me?
It better be him. I feel men also should use wet wipes.
They should.
They should be the number one.
They absolutely should, but your woman should never be the one.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yes.
At all.
Okay, yeah.
Men can slip, you women cannot. You hear me? That is not okay. It's not ever gonna be okay. So we're not pushing that narrative.
Okay. I think both men and women, because there are things called dude wipes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, dude wipes exist because of this. We're way off track,
right,
Norman?
Yeah.
We're way off track. But I'm glad to know that we have an opportunity for part 2 where we can talk about relationships. Just so you guys know, dude wipes and wet wipes will be in part 2. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Thank you. I really appreciate you sharing this because I think being in the industry is one of the key factors that we usually do find that it's hard for people to show up as themselves.
Right.
And I think you were sharing that one of the most important things that you would share with somebody coming up is be yourself. What is something you would leave them with?
I would leave them with build a team. You know, you're only as strong as your weakest link, but you got to still have links. Mm-hmm. You hear me? So have a team around you and also get your music registered properly. A lot of the artists right now are not doing that and they're not being paid for the things that they should be paid for. Like, it's no point in getting your music on the radio if you don't have it registered correctly. It's pointless. Mm-hmm. So do all the things, the business side of things, get that stuff in order so it can come back around full circle. But also get someone that knows what they're doing to be on your team and really push you, and stop just with this tag along stuff. You know, get rid of the tag alongs. Everybody cannot go with you. Mm-hmm. You can support them, you can help them on their journey, but they're not gonna be right next to you. Mm-hmm. The problem is we keep too many people around us and the hole ain't but that big. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you gotta pick and choose, man. Yeah. Pick your battles. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you, Norman. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely, too. Everybody can follow me on social media, all platforms. Allay Music, that's ALLAYE Music. Mm-hmm. Check out Brown Skin. Brown Skin dropped August 2nd. I got Stay Here dropping October 10th.
There we go.
That's the next single. So, yeah. Right. It's everywhere, though, y'all. Check it out, man.
Absolutely. We're excited about it. And you'll also be on tour next year?
Yeah, next year I'll be on a college tour. I also have a show that I'm doing with Lil Scrappy and a couple other artists, D. Pharrell, in South Carolina, Spartanburg, South Carolina, October 25th. So that's coming up. Yeah, so just stay tuned. I got a few movie projects that I'm working on. So it's all It's all up in the air.
I love it.
Listen, forward progress.
Absolutely.
Tap in with it.
And how can we listen to you also on 104.9?
Oh, yeah. Also, tap into 104.9 WSTV and 100.9 The Blaze. You can Google it. It'll pull up the website, and all of that. It's poweralliancegroup.com. So, tap in with it, man.
We'll be there.
Yeah, and shouts out to my co-host and my manager, Boss Lady Ace. Got to give her a shout out. I might get beat up in the car.
Well, we're excited to tap in with you and about everything that's ahead for you.
Definitely.
I'm excited for everything.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you having me on the show too.
Absolutely.
Like that was golden. We met on that show, and I'm like, oh my God! But you never know who you're gonna meet. But you know what? Again, I will say the chips fall where they're supposed to.
Absolutely, they really do.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I can't wait to see you at your next show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're getting an invite. Come on now. Listen. I appreciate you coming to the other one. I mean, it was a lot of mishaps, but listen, that's the nature of the game.
I'm there. Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
All right. And I have a question for everyone out there too. Where are you hiding right now in your career? And how can you show up as the true you? Thanks for watching Behind the Creative. Don't forget to tap in with Norman and always follow us at The Creative Corporate to find out how you can design your career and brand your brilliance. We'll see you on the next Behind the Creative.
Let's take a look behind the creative.
Got that shit. Y'all ready? Everybody comfortable? Anybody need some water or anything? You got your southern home? I don't have nothing. Listen, I might need something.